Is Apple making a bold move or a big mistake with the iPhone 17 Pro? That's the question a lot of people are asking right now, especially after seeing the new design leaks. After years of using nearly the same look, Apple is finally changing things up with the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max. Based on recent case leaks and high-quality renders, the cameras on these models are now set inside a much larger island on the back of the phone. The triple camera layout is still there, but it sits on a wider, more raised section, kind of like what we've seen on Google's Pixel 9. At first, this new design got mixed reactions. Some people thought it looked bulky or out of place. But now that more colorful case renders are showing up, opinions are slowly starting to shift. The phone, especially when combined with a nice case, actually looks modern and fresh. Even people who usually don't use cases are admitting the colors help the design feel more polished. That said, this look isn't for everyone, and it seems like Apple knows that. So if the new camera island feels too big or too much for you, there are still other options. The base model iPhone 17 will likely stick to the iPhone 16 design, keeping things simple and familiar. Then there's the rumored iPhone 17 Air. This one seems to land somewhere in the middle. It has a larger camera island too, but it's shaped differently, taller and more narrow. Some early renders show a look that's quite similar to a Pixel phone, and honestly, from a distance, you might mistake one for the other. Now, while Apple is shaking things up, Samsung and Google seem to be staying the course. Their upcoming phones, like the Galaxy S26, probably won't see big changes in design. Samsung, for example, already moved away from sharp edges and seems happy with their current style. As for Google, the Pixel has a very clear identity that people recognize right away. So Apple taking a different direction here is a bit of a risk. Personally, I think the iPhone 17 Pro's new look might not age well. It could split users between those who love it and those who stick with the standard or Air model. But at the same time, you have to give Apple credit for at least trying something new. Beyond the design, there's also talk of Apple working on a new Pro version and even a foldable iPhone by 2027. That could be a game changer, if they get it right. The foldable space is heating up, and Apple joining that group could really raise the bar. The only concern now is how all of this fits into the bigger picture, especially with the whole tariff situation going on. If prices start rising because of extra import taxes or political shifts, these newer models might get harder for the average buyer to afford. Still, it's exciting to see Apple trying something new with the iPhone 17 line. Whether you love the new look or prefer the older styles, there will probably be an option for everyone. The next few months should give us a better idea of how all of this plays out, especially once Apple gives us more details. Make sure to like this video if you found it helpful, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future updates on Apple, Samsung, and more. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.
Is Samsung finally back on track with its One UI 7 update, or is it just making another round of promises it won't keep? After keeping users waiting for almost 6 months to release the Android 15 base One UI 7 update, and then messing it up for the Galaxy S24 series, the Z Fold 6, and the Z Flip 6, Samsung is now back with a new rollout schedule. And while it sounds promising on paper, a lot of users are not buying into the hype this time. So here's what the revised update plan looks like. In April 2025, Samsung says the Galaxy S24, S24 Plus, S24 Ultra, Z Flip 6, and Z Fold 6 will get the update again. These devices were supposed to be among the first to receive One UI 7, but delays and bugs slowed everything down. Now, Samsung is restarting the rollout, hoping to get it right this time. Then, in May, things get packed. The list includes the Galaxy Tab S10 Plus, Tab S10 Ultra, Z Flip 5, Z Fold 5, Galaxy S23 series, S24 FE, Z Flip 4, Z Fold 4, the Tab S9 lineup, and even the Galaxy Z Flip 3 and Fold 3. It doesn't stop there. The Galaxy S21 lineup, S23 FE, Tab S8 series, and Galaxy S22 devices are also lined up for updates. Moving into June, Samsung plans to update a huge list of mid-range devices, and we mean huge. We're talking about the Galaxy A16 5G, A35 5G, A55 5G, F16 5G, M16 5G, M35 5G, and many more. The Galaxy A05s, a 15 5G, a 25 5G, F55 5G, M55s 5G. It just keeps going. Over 3 dozen models are supposed to get the update by the end of June. And finally, in July, the Galaxy Tab 9 is expected to get its turn. Now, let's be honest. After so many delays, does this schedule sound realistic? Not really. If this all sounds familiar, that's because Samsung tried something like this before. Back when One UI 7 first launched in South Korea, the plan was to update many of these same devices by March or April. But clearly, things didn't go as planned. Now, most of those updates have quietly been pushed back, especially for the Galaxy Z Fold 5, Z Flip 5, and S23 series, which are now expected to get the update in May. To be fair, Samsung might have had different timelines for different countries, but the size of the delays we're seeing now suggests this isn't just about regional plans. It looks more like the entire process is still behind schedule. And it's not just the high-end phones feeling the impact. Devices like the Galaxy A34, A35, and A16 were all expected to get One UI 7 in May, but they've been pushed to June. The Galaxy Tab 9, another mid-range product, now looks like it'll be updated in July instead of June. Interestingly, Samsung seems determined not to shift the update windows for the Galaxy S22, S21, and the Tab S8 series, but it's still hard to believe all these updates can really happen in May without more issues. Is Samsung's customization tool breaking after the One UI 7 update? If you're using Clock Face from Good Lock and notice your always on display clock looking a little tilted, you're not alone. This bug popped up after the One UI 7 update, and now Samsung has officially confirmed that a fix is on the way. Clock Face is part of Samsung's Good Lock app, which recently became available globally. It's one of the tools that lets users customize the clock on their lock screen and always on display. But after updating to One UI 7, users started spotting some weird behavior, especially when using specific clock styles. The clock just looked off, tilted in a strange way that clearly wasn't part of the design. It's not just Clock Face though. Another Good Lock module, QuickStar, also had a bug after the update. In that case, some users who upgraded from One UI 6 to One UI 7 noticed that the battery icon completely disappeared. Luckily, that issue already has a simple fix available. As for the clock face bug, Samsung has responded quickly. On their official forum, they confirmed that an update is coming soon to solve the problem. They also said that they expect the update to be fully rolled out by early next week, which means users won't have to wait too long. This is all part of a bigger mess that's been surrounding the One UI 7 update. Samsung has already paused the rollout of the update for phones like the Galaxy S24, Z Fold 6, and Z Flip 6 because of more serious bugs, including problems with the lock screen and a possible issue with Samsung's secure folder. These smaller bugs, like the ones in Clock Face and QuickStar, might not be as serious, but they still show that the One UI 7 rollout hasn't been as smooth as it should be, especially when you consider how many users rely on Good Lock to make their devices feel unique. The good news is that Samsung seems to be on top of it this time. They're not ignoring the problem, and instead, they're working on rolling out fixes through simple app updates instead of making users wait for another full system update. So, if you've been annoyed by a weird-looking clock on your always-on display, hang in there. A fix is just around the corner. Once the update for Clock Face rolls out, your clock should go back to normal, even if you're using a custom style. And if you're one of those users who noticed other bugs with Good Lock or One UI 7 in general, it's a good idea to keep checking for updates. Samsung is clearly pushing out fixes in stages, so your issue might be getting a solution soon too. Let's hope this is the last round of bugs tied to One UI 7. It's been a rocky launch, but at least we're seeing progress. If you want to keep getting updates like this, or if you're waiting for One UI 7 to hit your device, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss anything. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.